Alright, my fellow agents, welcome back to the Gaming Brigade. Man, my voice is kind of raspy this morning. Good morning, my friends. I'm having my coffee. Anyway, I'm getting ready to go to work, but I did want to put together a video really quick reminding you. Well, first of all, I sincerely hope that you were able to take advantage of that proficiency event that we had last week and you actually leveled yourself up to hopefully expertise level 30, if not just to, a higher level. Because right now in the game for the next week, we have a expertise surge event, which means you're going to get double the resources for all of the things you're going to need to level up certain items. Now, if that's all you need to hear, feel free to click off this video right now. Thank you so much for stopping by. But for everyone else, I do want to talk about a few things really quick. And the focus of this video is going to be exotic components, because I know from many players out there, that is where you struggle as far as leveling up certain things are concerned, because it does get pretty costly when it comes to those exotic components. Now, to be fair, they drastically reduce the amount of what it actually costs to level up something all the way. But I know for many players out there, you're exotic component poor and you're wondering what is the best way to farm for exotics in the game during this event, so that way you can break them down and get 2 components instead of 1. So we're going to go over a few things really quick, and in my opinion, one of the best things you can do on a daily basis is check your priority objectives. Now, ideally, you're going to find one of these that has a short duration that will give you that exotic item as a reward, and you can do these on any difficulty that you want. It doesn't matter. You will get that exotic item guaranteed once you complete whatever, you need to complete. Now, it's very important to mention that there will be times where you do not see an exotic item as a reward for completing any of the priority objectives. You can reroll these up to 3 times, and there are other days where it's like you're getting them non-stop, so obviously I wish you nothing but the best of luck. And one thing I want to mention really quick is that if you happen to choose a PvP activity, you do not need to extract with that exotic item. It is put right into your inventory, so you don't have to sweat that. Alright, so that actually takes us to the next farming method, and as you can see on screen with the introduction of Year 8 Season 2, the game has greatly increased the chances of you actually getting an exotic component from opening up caches located all across the different DZs. You can see exotic component drops chance from landmark chests have been increased. In the PvP Dark Zones, it's 40%, and the Toxic Dark Zone, which is PvE, it is 25%, and not only that, you can also see in the Balance and Classic Dark Zone, landmark bosses also have a higher chance to drop exotic components. Challenging landmarks are 33% and heroic landmarks are 48%. And once again, when it comes to these components, they are put into your inventory. You do not need to extract with them. And having said that, and some of you may not want to hear this, but that is going to be the most efficient way to get exotic components in the game. So if you want to jump into that, I recommend trying it out. Now, as far as another farming method is concerned, if you do not want to touch the Dark Zone in any way, shape, or form, another great option is going to be playing Countdown, because not only could an exotic possibly drop when you're playing that game mode, but when you complete a successful run, you're going to get those Countdown resources. With those, you go to the Countdown vendor, you can buy exotic caches, open them up, break those exotics down, and get double the components during this event. Hope this video helped you out, my friends, and as always, questions, comments, or feedback, please let me know and I'll do my best to get back to you as quick as I can. On that note, I'm going to leave you with some gameplay footage and a few final thoughts. As always, I want to take a moment and thank you all for your incredible continued support. Please let me know of any other questions you have I did not address. Thank you once again for the privilege of your time, and as I mention at the end of every one of these, take care of yourselves, be kind to each other, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks again, everyone. Hello once again, my fellow agents. Hope you're doing well on this fine day. All right, so for me, I've decided I am going to spec into the Caduceus. I put out a build the other day, really basic build. I'll be posting a few others very, very soon. But I definitely want to level this thing up because I truly believe I'm going to use it with a lot of different builds. The only weapons that I can think of, I've leveled up the Capacitor, the Pestilence, St. Elmo's, the Lexington, things like that. And I really think this is going to make its way into my regular rotation of weapons that I use, which brings me to a question for you, my friends. What weapons do or have you leveled up in the game, and what do you intend to level up soon? And hopefully, like I said at the beginning of the video, you took advantage of the proficiency event, and your expertise is higher than it was before. Trying to think what else I got. It's going to be a pretty slow week as far as the game is concerned. We have some sort of an announcement coming next week, so I assume by the end of this week they'll talk about maybe, I don't know. We'll see what happens. But, the summer event should be coming very soon. Hopefully we get some details on that within the next few days. Obviously, when I have that information, I will bring it to you right away. And as far as this week is concerned, I'm going to focus on a few different, I'm obviously posting this video today. I'm going to talk about a few mistakes you do not want to make when you're actually reconfiguring and crafting exotics. This happens every time a new season begins, so I like to pass along like kind of a PSA. And we'll do a few other builds as well, including a PvE Dark Zone build. And actually, do me a favor, if you have a go-to PvE Dark Zone build, let me know what it is in the comment section. I'm going to start a new series here at the channel where I highlight different builds recommended to me from players, and it's just another community thing I definitely want to do here. So, anyway, that's all I got for this thing. I need to race out the door for work. Thank you once again for everything, my friends. Take care of yourselves, be kind to each other, and I will see you in the next one.